It's the middle of the night, thousands of years ago, and you've got absolutely nothing to do. The hunt is over, everyone's fed, the fire's going, there's no phone to pull out, no show to put on, no feed to scroll, no game, no book, no headphones, no nothing. Just you, a crackling fire, and a stretch of empty dark that goes on for hours. And somewhere in your chest, you feel it. That little itch, that restless, antsy, okay, now what? Feeling. So here's the question. Did ancient humans get bored? Did the people living tens of thousands of years before Netflix ever sit there, stare into the fire, and just feel that same dull ache of nothing to do? And the answer is yes. Almost certainly yes. But the way they got bored, and what they did about it, is genuinely fascinating, and it says something a little uncomfortable about you. Let's kill the biggest myth first. Most people assume ancient humans were way too busy surviving to ever be bored. Constant danger, constant work, grinding dawn to dusk just to stay alive. Right? Wrong. Flat out wrong. When researchers study groups that still live by hunting and gathering today, they find something that breaks people's brains. These folks work shockingly little. We're talking maybe 15 to 20 hours a week to get all their food. That's it. The rest of the time, resting, talking, hanging out, doing nothing in particular. Ancient humans almost certainly had more genuine free time than you do right now, grinding 40+ hours and answering emails at dinner, which means they had every opportunity in the world to get bored. The time was there. The empty hours were real. So what even is boredom? Here's the part nobody tells you. Boredom isn't a flaw. It's an alarm. It's an emotion that evolved on purpose, and it's doing a job. That itchy, restless feeling is your brain sending you a very specific message. What you're doing right now isn't working. Go find something better. Boredom is the nudge that pushes you off your butt to explore, to try something new, to learn, to move. An animal that never got bored would sit in one spot until it starved. Boredom is the thing that says go, and it is old, really old. In fact, we're not even the only ones who feel it. Stick an intelligent animal in a bare, empty cage with nothing to do, and it starts to fall apart. Pacing, repeating pointless movements, desperate for any kind of stimulation. That's boredom, and it's miserable, and it shows up across all kinds of species. Which tells you boredom didn't start with humans. We inherited it. Your ancestors were running that exact same ancient alarm system tens of thousands of years ago, sitting by that fire, feeling the same itch. And here's just how powerful that itch is. Researchers once ran an experiment that sounds made up. They put people alone in a plain room, took away their phones, and asked them to do one thing. Sit quietly with their own thoughts for about 15 minutes. That's all. But they gave them one option. A button that would deliver a genuinely painful electric shock. And a stunning number of people, rather than just sitting there being bored for 15 minutes, chose to electrocute themselves. On purpose. Repeatedly. Let that sink in. Human beings will literally hurt themselves to escape being bored. That's not a quirk. That's a deep, ancient drive screaming at full volume. Now let me throw something at you that sounds wild, but is taken completely seriously. Boredom might be the secret engine behind everything you think makes humans special. Think about it. You've got people with hours of free time, restless minds, idle hands, and that nagging, now what? Itch. What do you do with that? You start messing around. You scratch shapes into a cave wall. You carve a chunk of bone into a little figure for absolutely no survival reason at all. You poke at a rock to see if it'll break a different way. You string shells together and hang them around your neck just because they look good. The first art, the first jewelry, the first wild experiments that eventually became technology. A lot of that may be boredom's fingerprint. The restless need for something new might literally have built civilization. And you can watch this play out in the youngest humans alive today. Kids get bored faster than anyone. Give a child 5 minutes of nothing and they're practically climbing the walls. But watch what that boredom makes them do. They invent a game. A stick becomes a sword. A pile of dirt becomes a kingdom. The floor is suddenly lava. That's not just cute. That's how young humans have always learned. Play, driven by boredom, quietly teaching them to solve problems, take risks, and imagine things that aren't there. The bored kid inventing a game by the fire 40,000 years ago wasn't wasting time. He was practicing how to be a person. But here's where their boredom was completely different from yours. When that itch hit them, they didn't have a glowing rectangle to numb it, so they filled the empty hours with each other. The long night around the fire wasn't dead time. It was story time, music time, dancing, laughing, grooming, planning, gossiping, staring into the flames and letting their minds drift somewhere far away. That fire was the original screen, except it gave them something instead of draining them. Their downtime fed them. It connected them. The boredom would rise up and the whole group would answer it together. And there's something else that empty time gave them, something we've almost completely lost. It let their minds wander. When your brain has nothing in front of it to react to, it doesn't switch off. It drifts. It starts replaying yesterday, planning tomorrow, imagining things that don't exist yet, quietly wiring together ideas that were never connected before. Scientists have a name for this wandering state, and it turns out to be where a huge chunk of human creativity and problem-solving actually happens. Ancient humans, staring into a fire with nothing demanding their attention, were soaking in that state for hours every single night. They were bored, sure, but bored in the exact way that lets a mind quietly invent the future. We shatter that state every few seconds with a buzz in our pocket. They got to live inside it. Now, let's be honest about something because it's the gut punch of this whole thing. We have more stimulation than any humans who have ever lived. Infinite video, infinite music, infinite everything, a whole universe of entertainment in our pockets, 24 hours a day. And we are more bored than ever. Restless, twitchy, reaching for the phone the second a line gets too long. We solved boredom so hard that we broke it. Ancient humans got bored occasionally, and it pushed them to create, connect, and explore. We get bored constantly, and it pushes us to scroll for 40 more minutes and feel worse. They had the cure the whole time and didn't know it. We engineered it away and gave ourselves the disease. So did ancient humans get bored? Yes. Of course they did. Boredom is older than our species, older than language, older than the fire they sat around. They felt that exact itch you feel, die mänskliga voicestänen maldet. The restless now what in the empty hours. But when it came for them, they answered it by making something or telling a story or teaching a kid or just sitting in the dark together watching the flames. The boredom was the same. What they did with it is what made them human. So the next time you're stuck in a waiting room or a long line or a slow evening and you feel that familiar itch and your hand drifts toward your phone, stop for 1 second. That feeling is ancient. Your ancestor felt the exact same thing by a fire 40,000 years ago. The difference is their boredom built cave paintings and bedtime stories and the first jewelry anyone ever wore. Yours mostly builds screen time reports. Same itch. Same restless, beautiful, ancient itch. The only question that's ever mattered is what you decide to do with it.